Hello there and welcome to another episode of News from the Gelding. So today is going to be a short tutorial on varnishing your oil paintings. Now, disclaimer right off the bat, I've never varnished a painting in my life. Now that's mostly because I've always understood that you have to wait at least 6 months for the painting to fully dry before varnishing, else there's all manner of problems further down the line. The problem with this, of course, is that if you're selling paintings, the last thing you want to do is tell your prospective customer that it's going to take 6 months for their painting to be ready to be shipped. But luckily, in modern times, there are varnishes that allow application far earlier when the painting's touch dry. One such one is this one here, Gamvar by Gamblin. This is a matte varnish. I prefer matte finish rather than a glossy one. So anyway, first of all, why varnish at all? So the problem I have is due to sinking in. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of that. If you're an oil painter, you probably have. But basically, this is where you have certain pigments that require more oil. They're more thirsty. So they're taking the binding medium and sucking it in. So you get areas of your painting that appear matte and other areas that are shiny. Now, this isn't really a problem unless you look at it in certain light. If it's lit okay, you probably won't notice it, but sometimes it's quite jarring. And also the matte areas can be very subdued, so the painting that you finished looks very different once it's dried. Now, varnishing, I'm hoping, is going to solve those problems. So I'm doing two today. The first one is this nude I did about almost 2 months ago. So this is she's in a dungeon or something, I don't know. And already you can see this sheen here. So in these areas I wanted slightly a darker value. So I made a glaze using a bit of linseed oil and my chosen colour. So this layer it contains a lot more oil. And so you're getting that sheen, whereas the rest of it's pretty much matte. I don't like that, so I'm hoping the varnish is going to solve that problem. The other painting I'm going to do is a rather larger one. But again, a similar problem. Now this is the typical sinking in issue. So I did this in one sitting. When I finished the painting, it was all lovely. Upon drying, we've got these very noticeable areas of shine. And the sinking in, which has occurred here. So this was a very nice rich gradation on this area, and it looks very flat now. So I'm hoping the varnish is going to bring it all together. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Okay, hello, a few hours have passed. 4 hours to be precise. I was going to show the process itself of varnishing the bloody things, and I had all these different setups trying to do, but the lighting wasn't right. My studio is far too small to do it properly, and it was a just fucking nightmare. So I haven't done the process, unfortunately. So sorry about that, but I can show you the results. Right, so first of all, here we go. This is the nude. This one, there we go, varnished, and I'm bloody happy with it. It's a matte finish, so it's not too glossy, but you can see a sheen there. But you can't see the difference now between the glazed area and the rest of it. It's all uniform, so I'm really happy, and it really enhances the colours and the tonal variations in the painting. Really happy with that. It went on quite nicely. Didn't need a great deal. If you see tutorials on YouTube, there's various approaches. Some people pour the stuff on like syrup and put a really thick layer of varnish. Other people use a tiny little bit, and then they're just like kind of pushing it into the painting, which is very abrasive. I didn't like that idea, and I didn't like the idea of using too much, so I did a kind of medium somewhere in between. Anyway, brush strokes up and down. left to right. You know what to do, just look at someone else. Okay, this is the other one, and again, a vast improvement, I believe. Yeah, so the whole thing looks kind of sheeny, but it isn't that. It's certainly nowhere near what a full-on varnish would normally be. So you can see here, this is all lovely and one. There's no, this bit here, if you remember, was quite dark and sunken in. Now it's popping back up again, and the red area in the middle, which is actually scratched through to a base layer of paint, really pops now. Elsewhere you've got this kind of here, this detail is popping more now, and this area here is darkened. Yeah, overall I'm really happy. Look at that, really lovely. Gives it a nice, I don't know, just finishes it off nicely. So I'm going to be varnishing from now on, I think, willy-nilly. To be fair, not all paintings seem to require it. Some of, you know, they don't have the sinking in problem that other ones do. What was that, Sir Percival?
It just reminds me of the time that I sunk my magic wand into a jam donut.
Once again, Sir Percival has to bring the tone down to his demented sexual jokes. But anyway, nice to hear you, actually, Sir Percival. You've been quite quiet recently.
I can't speak if you don't edit the fucking thing.
Yes, that's true. I haven't been editing my videos recently, so yeah, you haven't been able to speak. But anyway, right, thanks for watching. Sorry this was a bit slightly disappointing for you and for me, because I wanted to show the process itself. All I can say is it was bloody magical. So as you pouring it on, instantly the painting starts coming alive, and you're reminded of the moment that you first finished the painting. You don't realize, but as it's drying, it certainly changes, some more than others, but yeah, I'm going to be doing that in the future. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Sorry, rambling again. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon. Cheerio! Say goodbye, Sir Percival!
Cheerio, you cunt.
Swine! Bastard computer. Fuck off. You bastard.